Welcome back, legends. On today's installment of 5-Minute Tones, I want to show you how I create a lo-fi filter sweep on the Axe FX3. I use this in my main live preset in a ragdoll song called Rust. I will play you the section in question and then we'll break it down. If you haven't seen my breakdown of my main live preset, that is already on the channel. So kind of skip over all the amp, cab, EQ, multiband settings, all that fun stuff. We'll go to the filter block over here because in scene 1, it's simply there and it's bypassed. It's not doing anything. So I get this big chungus of a tone. But you can see some interesting stuff happening in the filter block, namely, I've set it up as a low pass filter, but I've attached the frequency to the ADSR modifier in here. We'll look at the controllers tab in just a second. I've added some Q in here so that at the top of the sweep, there is a little kind of resonant knee in the filter. I've also set up the low cut and high cut in here so that at the end of the filter sweep, still pretty lo-fi sounding. There's not a lot of low end or high end left in it. Now, my motivation with this was I wanted the filter to slowly sweep up in frequency over the length of that passage. So I timed the passage and I plugged the basic kind of time length into some of the parameters in the ADSR, but I didn't want that ADSR to be triggered the whole time that I'm playing. So what I did was, you can see in scene 1, it's just the stock settings of the ADSR. It's not until I change to scene 5 that the channel on the controllers tab changes. This is going to change the ADSR settings. So watch this. I'm going to play along, and then when I change to scene 5, you're going to see this controller tab change. The filter block is also going to be activated. So let's do just that. So with that example, hopefully you could see what the ADSR controller is doing over time. And you can also see what that does to the filter block in there. So I timed that section, like I said earlier, and I plugged in the attack to be 3,770 milliseconds in there. I set the sustain for about 3 seconds in there. There's quite a fast release and decay on there. Retrigger is on, and the ADSR mode is set to sustain. So once that comes in, it is just basically going to stay there until I switch back to scene 1. Furthermore, the reason that I used another controller channel on there was that if I was playing along and I just activated the filter block, well, I would have already activated this little ADSR modifier to start sweeping, which I didn't want. There might be a better way to do this, maybe using a sequencer, or there's a trick that I'm missing. I'm sure there's some Fractal legends in the comments who could weigh in and let me know if I could do this without changing the channel on the controller block. But that's the solution that I came up with. So yeah, it's a kind of resonant low pass filter, a little bit of high cut and low cut, and then I'm using an ADSR with these settings. But the trick is that I change the channel on the controllers tab. So I kind of switch into those ADSR settings, they go, and then I switch back. And that's how I did it. A lot of the time with stuff on the Axe FX, it's kind of up to your imagination how you want to achieve things. You can just use a wah, like on the FM3, I don't use this trick. When it comes to that section, I just chuck my wah all the way down and slowly sweep it forward. It's a very different effect, but it works and it's effective. On the FM9 and the Axe FX3, where I've got that spare block and the filter block in there, I like to use that. It's automated, it works every single time, and it's one of those effects where you kind of see people turn around and go, how on earth is he doing that? And then you come back in with the giant chungus again. So I know a bunch of people asked about this one on my last FM9 video. That's how I do it. If you want to know more, feel free to ask a question in the comment section below. Come over to the Discord and have a chat. If you like what I'm doing on the channel, there are links in the video description to support what I'm doing. Hope you all have a great day, and I'll see you next time.